Everything changed for Mililani football head coach Rod York when he decided that wins and losses weren't going to define who he was. Since putting that mindset into play, the Trojans have learned from Coach Rod that you can be a winner even if it's not the result you want to see on the scoreboard. Coach York's goals has always been to use the game of football to reach his kids and to teach them life lessons that they can take with them wherever they go after high school and into the real world.
A big one is to work hard for what I want in life, is to be patient. Football has helped me a lot, with my faith in Christ. It's taught me to have faith in, the Lord's plan and that everything is gonna happen in His timing. And I feel like with football, a lot of players, in Hawaii, I know we want the scholarships and all the good stuff that comes with the game. And as long as you trust His plan and just put in the work and stay humble, I feel like things will work out for you. And that's what football has taught me personally.
Born and raised on Oahu, Rod had a big football hana. Growing up around his uncle, Eric Lalau, who played for the University of Hawaii, and looking up to players like Ma'a Tanuvasa, who made it to the NFL, Rod had big dreams of his own, also wanting to make the NFL as well.
Well, football was always in my blood. My whole family is football oriented, everything was football. My uncles all played for Campbell, Radford, and I had dreams of playing in the NFL until my senior year after the season that I didn't have a scholarship, and I was told that I was too short. And first time in my life that I had a setback in football, that a sport that I excelled in throughout even high school. But it was in my head to play D1 football, and especially at the University of Hawaii, because University of Hawaii was in my heart. And my uncle Eric Lalau had played there earlier, so I wanted to follow in his footsteps. So I walked on. And when I walked on, man, let me tell you, that's some humbling experiences, and you go through a lot of rejection, working your way up from 8th string, bouncing back offense, defense, and eventually was able to fight through and persevere and earn my scholarship there, which was huge for me, and able to start my last 2 years.
With his plans on making it to the NFL falling through, Coach York decided to explore a few work opportunities with the DOE and put on his coaching hat for the first time. It was here that Coach York realized his passion for working with the kids.
So, when I graduated, I became a DOE teacher, and naturally just coaching football came along, and it just grew on you. You get addicted to the kids, you get addicted to the preparation, the camaraderie, you get addicted to failing and trying to come back and just improve and get better every day.
Early on in his coaching career, the immense pressure he felt as the head coach caused him to spiral into states of depression after losses.
When I was younger, it was about winning, it was about championships, it was about being first place, but hey, sometimes we come up short and we lose in the semifinals. That doesn't mean it's an unsuccessful year. It's not about being the best, but it's about having the kids always do your best, So, and I looked in the mirror also because I used to be depressed after these losses, and as much as I've won, I lost more championship games, and semifinal games, and since really reestablished my relationship with God, and it's changed me to understand my role as a coach. That is not to win championships, but it's more to develop the kids.
Experiencing the taste of failure as a player gave Coach York a great perspective on how to coach his players through both individual and team shortcomings. So with this, the Trojans adopted their own definition of a winner, which changed the program and its players completely.
The definition of a winner to us is somebody who never gives up. That's our mentality through the wins and through the losses. Even if the scoreboard doesn't show it, in our hearts, we still consider ourselves winners as long as we didn't give up, as long as we fought to the last whistle. We played with heart, we played for each other.
Disappointed but not defeated, something my wife taught me, and I had to learn. I didn't learn that as a high school or college athlete. You're always about winning, being first, and You know, I've learned later that, hey, as long as you do your best, man, you can. That's all anyone can ask of you, and that's all I ask my kids. Hey, just give me your best, and whatever it is, man, we're good with it.
Having experienced a few big losses in his coaching career, Coach York knew that if his team ever came out on top, they would celebrate the win in a different way. In the 2014 state championship, Mililani beat Punahou after previously losing to the Buff and Blue the year prior in 2013.
In 2013, when we lost to Punahou, and I remember that feeling of not so much the loss to me, but just watching my kids and how they felt at that moment. You know, if we ever win it, man, we're going to show you how to celebrate and be joyous in victory and still honor God. And just so happened, 2014, we meet up with Punahou again, and then it was a big thriller, and fortunately, we end up on top. But at the same time, you know, we look at Punahou, and we were able to celebrate with them by praying on the 50. And I told those kids, because we knew the feeling in 2013, and I told the Punahou kids that, hey, just give it your best, you know, and we're all winners at this point. You know, unfortunately, somebody got to win on the scoreboard, but we are all winners. Hold your head up. And it was a big moment for our team, for myself, and for our players that we celebrated by praying together and honoring God after that championship on that night. You know, I feel like I learned more from my failures than I do as a winning coach. You know, with my kids, I always say that I'm a real coach. You know, that I failed a lot in my life. You know, and I use my personal life also, and I feel like God has put me on this stage for a reason, and whether it's good or bad, you know, my motto for the kids is you can always improve for the future. You know, we can never make the past right, but we can always make the present and the future righteous.
He's helped to push me to be the player I am today, and the player I hope to become, the man I am today. You know, and he's a very loyal guy. You know, for his people, he's always gonna be there, and he's gonna go the extra mile to, you know, to take care of us. And he's like a father figure to all the boys on the team. You know, we all love him, and he's, like he said, he's like that to all of us. We all see it in him.
It's evident that with Coach York, what you see is what you're going to get. Some see him as someone who wears his emotion on his sleeves, but to he and his Trojan Ohana, he is simply a real coach.
Yeah, a lot of people say I wear my emotions on my sleeve, and sometimes it's viewed as a negative thing, but for me, it's who I am, it's who I'm going to be, and I don't feel like it's a negative. You know, I tell my players that, you know, you got to be real, and I think that's how I identify with my players, because I'm a real coach. You know, I fail a lot, but power of forgiveness. I apologize also, and you know, we succeed. We improve off those failures, and it's just like life with our kids. And you know, I have a lot of relationships with my kids and former kids, and I think that's my connection. You know, I've learned a long time ago that you got to coach with emotion. The kids will play the way you coach, and that's what I believe in, and that's how I am.
Players are gonna play for their coach to a certain extent, but if the coach is more so like if you're playing for your father, or like for your family, for your brothers next to you, more so like playing for your family, that's the way we look at it. You know, I feel like it's gonna push you to go that extra mile, push you to be better, go harder. Coach Rod definitely has a huge part in our mentality as a team, our attitude, and just the principles that we base our team off of. Most, you know, they all come from Coach Rod, and he's a type, he's not just gonna preach it, but he's gonna practice what he preaches, and he would never tell us to do something that he isn't gonna do himself, you know, so that's something very important to us.
What we offer our kids is tough love, you know, and my classroom is the football field, and that's where you're gonna learn it a lot. you know, on that field, you know, because a lot of times kids are not happy about where they at, if they didn't get an offer or what, and I just tell them, hey, you keep working, but you know, if you really want it, that's what you got to go do.
I feel like Coach Rod being there for me is an understatement. You know, it's a lot of things that, you know, a lot of times that he was there for me that not too many people know about. You know, a lot of off the field stuff, like say, you know, I have like issues in my personal life, I could call up Coach Rod. Like just the other week I called up Coach Rod and he pulled up, you know, and he helped me out through a lot of like personal issues, like not even about football, you know, just off the field stuff. And it's something that, like, when I'm in that place where I need somebody, I need guidance, somebody to lean on, I know I can call up Coach Rod.
Life's never gonna go your way, man. It's always in God's plan, and sometimes, a lot of times, you're gonna feel slighted, you're gonna feel second string, third string, you're gonna feel neglected, but you can't think that way. You just gotta be positive and think towards the future and keep working on your craft. If you're not good at it, then be good at it. You know, work hard and persevere. You know, and just know what's at the end of the road, and just keep fighting towards that goal and whatever you're in, and know no boundaries. You know, don't let no one tell you can't do. You know, instead of proving people wrong, let's prove ourselves right.